In my lifetime, when I was little, I always dreamed to be a speaker, a public speaker, to influence other people in the right way, in a positive way. But I was always shy and always like afraid of camera or afraid of in front of public. I always want to break that hurdle. And, in my entire life, I always feel like real estate helping me to change, to shape myself for a better person.
Nice.
I always feel like that. So
Eugenie's gonna make me cry today.
because of you, right?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am fired up and excited. Let's get this thing started. First of all, who are we and what we're doing here?
Hi, my name is Eugenie.
Just Eugenie. Eugenie with REMAX Premier Realty, killing it in the industry. Have been a top producer for I don't know how many years, but by the way, I'm Nestor, and part of my job is to know who's who out there in the community and the world. And Eugenie is just absolutely killing it out there in the industry and has built a business in a very unique way, which we might talk about a little bit today. Yeah. And then,
we can do better.
Absolutely. Oh, I love it. I love it. Everybody take notes on that. Attitude is everything. And who do I have here to my right?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having us. Alex Vargas, REMAX Premier Realty.
All right.
Yeah.
So, two very productive people up here. So here's the deal, people. After this, if there are questions that you want to ask either one of them, please drop it in the chat because we will jump in later on and answer any of those questions. But what's kind of unique here is I've got two different people here that have built a business completely different. I don't even know if you guys know how each other built their business, but Alex here, Probate.
Yep.
Probate, and has really moved into that niche and has created a name for himself in the industry and the organization with regard to probate. And Eugenie, okay, I'm going to catch you guys all off guard by this one. Can you say YouTube? Social media. So does social media work? I'm going to start with that question, Eugenie.
Yes, I agree 100% because I started my business from social media.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Elaborate a little bit more about that in the social media world. And well, first of all, social media, YouTube is your primary source?
No, actually, I started with the Chinese WeChat. Okay. That was when I started my business. I don't know anyone in Orange County.
Okay.
I have no friends. I have no kids.
Okay.
Only one husband.
Okay.
So only one husband. One is enough.
Okay.
But to my point is I have no other way to find business.
Okay.
I think my first instinct is like, well, I graduated, got my MBA. Mm-hmm. I have my finance background. I also have marketing background. Why not starting with something different? So I started with social media.
Okay. And now WeChat, for a lot of people out there that don't know what WeChat is. Mm-hmm.
So WeChat is a social platform, just more like a Facebook type.
Okay.
It's to just people that strangers at you as a friends and you helping them out. So what I did when I started my business, so I will meet people online and helping them out. Okay. For example, I got 2 deals from that because one person asked me, where can I buy chicken eggs, like organic one. Okay. So I knew it and I said, okay, I knew it. Let me add you. And I sent her information. I got 2 deals done with her in the last 6 years.
Wow. So she got 2 transactions because she was on WeChat and she told somebody where to find organic eggs.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
As simple as that.
I love that.
And it's funny. I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today, and we were talking about this business, or we were talking about things in general. But the real conversation that we were having was that there's a lot of things in life that are simple, which that was a simple process.
Yes.
And what I mean by simple is we are in the industry to develop and have relationships with people. Mm-hmm. And by the way, we happen to sell real estate. And so we're there for them when they actually need us. And the words that we were talking about this morning are simple and easy. That the process to this business is actually fairly simple, but it's not easy. Right. So I love the example that you just gave because we're hearing it's a perfect example of you just simply had a conversation with somebody and filled a void for them and filled that need. And it all turned into, hey, here's a relationship that's establishing. And by the way, happen to need real estate. And boom, there you were.
Yes. That's a very simple concept for my business. My business model is as simple as possible.
Right.
I only help people who they need, and I provide them the need, and I always show kindness and sympathy to people, especially the community, helping the community, helping people who need help. And then I'm helping them. And when they need real estate, they come to me because I'm a professional real estate agent. I invest a lot of real estate myself and I understand market, understand finance. So people trust me when they come to real estate.
All right. I love it.
Super interesting.
So, Alex, I have a question for you because in the whole simple, easy thing in this conversation, and we've had a conversation about this before as well. And your take on, so we know that the industry is not easy. We know that it's simple, but I guess I always look at it as well as so often I see people coming into this industry and flooding in and thinking, hey, I'm kind of entitled to this or I'm entitled to that. And let's talk a little bit more about the not easy part. How would you define that in this business as far as it not being easy?
Well, you got to find somebody that wants to buy or sell first.
Okay.
So that's a big one. And, long hours, it could be long hours. Okay. And, I think really just if you prepare and you have your fundamentals down, and if you prepare like your systems, processes, and marketing campaigns, eventually you'll get some business.
Okay.
And then it could get a little bit easier as time goes.
Okay. But now watch this, because you mentioned something, could be long hours.
Yeah.
Could be or is?
No, is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could be or it depends how many checks you want.
Okay. So, and that changes over time.
Sure.
I mean, there are things, we're seasoned agents here, and there are things that are different for us now than when in the beginning. Absolutely. But in the beginning, correct me if I'm wrong, it's all hands on deck. You do what you need to do if you want to succeed in this career.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I bring that up, funny story. Eugenie and I met on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Yeah. So December.
I was highly pregnant.
Yeah. So December 24th, I believe you called me in the morning of December 24th, and things weren't working out at your current location as far as the office goes. And you called me up and had a brief conversation with me.
Yeah.
And then we need to get together.
Yeah.
And you walked into the office on December 24th, and I'm sitting there, and you had a little one with you as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
second, first child. And
so she walked in with, how old?
My first child was only two.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say two or three. So she walked into my office with a 2-year-old at her side and pregnant.
Yeah.
Like you were probably, I'm going to guess about 7 months then?
Yes.
Okay. So, and I honestly took a step back and said, is she going to have the time to actually work and do the things that are necessary? Because we know the business.
Yeah.
Okay. It was like 6 months later, you were like my freaking hero. And every single time somebody walked into my office, people, and had a complaint about that this business is too hard, or I can't get it done, or there's no business out there, you came to top of mind to me every single time because you were killing it. Oh. You were doing what you needed to do. And we would often have phone calls and conversations at 11 o'clock at night, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Eugene, we were going back and forth and having conversations, and they were all based on deals and stuff that was going on and things of that nature. But here was my takeaway. The process was simple.
Yes.
But that was by no means, I can't imagine building this business to the level that you built it as quickly as you did, with a 2-year-old on one side and about to basically give birth on with another one. Yeah. And did what you needed to do. Yes.
I thank you, Nestor, to bring that up. I hope that I can share more of my personal information that can relate it to any of the mothers who are also real estate agent. It's very tough. I even do a YouTube video. If you guys have time, check it out. I was crying the whole time when I did that video in here. Mm-hmm. It was so, for myself, it's very emotional. Right. So a story of that, when I come in here with Nestor, I ask a few simple questions. Myself, I never like to bragging stuff, never like to be dramatic, never want to complain things. I always make things very minimal and simple to people. First of all, I'm very efficient. My kids, I'm a full-time mom. I take care of 2 of my boys myself. And my husband helped me out on Saturday, Sunday. But Monday through Friday, I take care of them. I manage the house. I manage all my investment properties overseas too. And I do everything myself. And I also do a lot of stuff. So when I get pregnant, my second child, I was driving my client my client was in my car. And my doctor called me, say, hey, you have pre-eclampsia again. You have to come to deliver the baby today.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, what? I haven't eaten lunch. I said, I have my client next to me. What should I do? I said, can I drop off my client and then I would go to eat a burger? Because my first experience is I drove by myself when I was an agent, right? I drove by myself to the hospital, delivered the first child. And here again, my second time, I did it again. Because both of the time my husband was travel. So I have to do it myself. So I ate a big foot-long Subway and then went to deliver the baby. And then during the time on the laboring, I wrote 3 transactions. I wrote 3 offers for the same client. I sold him the house. And then he quit. He 3 of the offer, he got it. He said no.
Oh,
I was so pissed off on the day when I have the baby out. But you know what? That was the best experience for me. The lesson I learned about family and about work, the balancing.
Right.
Now I think I do better now because I balance my life and also my kids, and I have a lot of fun, at work. At the same time, take care of the kids. And my kids are super good because I train them very well, disciplined. I don't know how I did it, but I think anybody can do it if you have such a mindset. Take care of family, take care of yourself, and take care of your work. So that if you can balance 3 things, you have a happy life.
Nice. Yeah. I love it.
Great story, Eugenie.
That is a great story. Yeah. Absolutely. And that was a little awkward as well. So I might have to clip some of that for our other series. But
Eugenie and I met for the first time. Remember where we met?
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
Where did you guys meet?
Ask her.
Okay, so we went to a Toll Brothers event because I did a lot of brand new house. So I met Alex and Max. They were like, hey, Eugenie, and we're like, chat. And he said, come to our comment. I'm like, no, I don't feel comfortable. And next day, I Google you. And Alex, you sent me the information, right?
Yeah.
And then I call you, and then that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's pretty.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
So,
well, you know what? That
the
ended up is the best things that I did in my career.
Well, thank you.
And I always feel grateful for our office here. And I even tell Alex, I'm so lucky to have Nestor and Travis and the whole team here who helping me. Otherwise, I would not be myself at this level right now.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, the Eugenie that I know would have figured it out and made it work regardless.
Oh.
I mean, I truly appreciate that. But if that was not an indication of somebody's willingness, and there's a sacrifice in this business. There really is. To get it done and do what they needed to do. I don't know if there's a better example. I don't know. Alex? Gave birth and no.
Yeah.
So and
gave birth to a business.
There we go.
Yeah.
So in the probate world, let's talk a little bit about this, and let's keep it on the this is simple, but it's not easy. I know. What kind of mailers are you throwing out on a regular basis? Like if you do a mailing right now, 1,000?
No.
2,000?
No.
3,000?
15,000.
15,000 mailers are going out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that makes the phone ring.
It makes it ring.
Okay.
Yes.
So
and a specific niche, right? So
right.
It's very targeted.
So understand this, at 14 to 15,000 mailers going out at one particular time in a specific niche. Now you're also dealing with an emotional situation because the clients that you are working with, someone has passed away or is deceased.
Well, I'm not dealing with them.
Right. But you're dealing with the family members and things, so they're not always in a good state of mind or not ready for this
They're
conversation.
Under a lot of stress. Heavy stress.
Way better way of saying it.
Yeah.
So I go from 14 to 15,000 mailers going out to, I don't know how many phone calls that actually generates for you of difficult conversations to have. And, you know, it's not, hey, you know, yeah, I can help you sell your house. I'm assuming that most of your conversations are around, you know, sympathizing with the situation, kind of what was going on, and really being more of a resource for them of what their next steps are. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think it's just being super empathetic.
Okay.
And it's kind of exactly what Eugenie says. I mean, we do have like, she's, you know, I'm a listing agent, she's a listing agent, but we have definitely different businesses. But it's exactly what she said. I keep everything very, very simple. I'm a very simple guy. It's, you know, systems, processes, and marketing, vision, and content. That's what I focus on. And it's just really, you know, the phone does ring.
Right.
And it rang so much that I would lose opportunities because I was just overwhelmed. And so my partner, Gabby, she's brains behind it all. She's like, why don't you spread it out, you know, every week? And so I literally, we're in the middle of a campaign right now.
Okay.
And this is the first time we did, like, you know, Friday drop, next Friday.
Gotcha.
And so now it's a little easier to maintain and handle.
Okay.
The calls coming in. But yeah, definitely it's again, like Eugenie said, it's really operating from the heart. Because it is a very sensitive situation.
Right.
There's a lot of levels of motivation, and we just offer resources, like you said, and anything we can do. So we say, like, well, you know, what problem can we take off your plate, put on our plate?
Okay.
What can we do to help you? How can we help you?
Nice.
And because there's so many different things that, you know, imagine, you know, Bob calls me from Texas. He inherited his brother's house in Orange County. Bob's got kids, they're in soccer.
Right.
He's got a car payment, he's got a mortgage, he's got insurance, he's working. And then he takes on his brother's estate in Orange County. Bob's brother owns a house in Irvine. It's got a mortgage of 1.2 million. He's got 2 cars. He's got a house full of stuff that's been there for 30 years.
Right.
It's full, and, you know, he's across the state, you know, the nation.
Where do I start?
Yeah,
exactly.
So a lot of these people are lost, and Gabby and I come in and hold their hands and walk them through the whole process of probate.
Okay.
And we kind of just, you know, explain to them how the process works, because oftentimes these attorneys are very busy.
Right, right.
And it takes days, if not weeks, for them to get back, if they get back to them.
Now, the other thing about probate is a lot of people don't realize it's not a, hey, you call me today, I call you today, and boom, we can be in escrow like by the end of this month and everything's all set.
Yes.
Sometimes this is a year-plus process.
Correct.
By the time the courts get involved and all of that.
Yeah, and things are moving along a lot better nowadays. However, yeah, it's I think the longest, you know, we had one case that took 17 months from start to finish.
Okay.
And I mean, meaning like, you know, follow up.
Right, right.
And then there was another one, I think Gabby and I were working on it where it was like, you know, it could have been a couple of years.
Okay.
But then I was telling Julia that, you know, you have those conversations, you put them in CRM, and then, you know, you're having 2 or 3 or 5 a month.
Okay.
And so you're just stacking the pipe or packing the pipeline up.
Okay.
And helping people and just following up.
Nice. So CRM, what CRM do you use?
I use the easy one, Lion Desk.
Lion's Desk.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you use a CRM?
Yes.
Which one?
Follow Up Boss.
Follow Up Boss. Okay. Both 2 very good CRMs. I've used I've used both of them before. I'm currently using Chime, but I've used both Follow Up Boss and Lion's Desk. I moved from Follow Up Boss to Chime, and no offense to any of the Chime people out there, I'm in the process of switching back to Follow Up Boss. That was a easier CRM for me. But for you guys out there, the CRM that's best for you is the one that you use.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
And you know, because you took on Lion's Desk about, I'm going to say about 4 or 5 years ago.
Something like that.
Okay. And here's one of the mistakes I often see people make was the mistake that I made of, hey, here's a new shiny object. Maybe this one's got better features and things like that. Because Follow Up Boss was not broken when I made the change. Yeah. And too often in this industry, you know, here's an example. Hey, I made a shift and made a change when it wasn't necessary, and it cost me time, it cost me energy, and and it probably cost me business. So
I keep the Follow Up Boss since I start my business, so I never change.
Nice.
It's a good product. It's a good product. Question, Eugenie. YouTube. You decided to get into YouTube. Tell me how it's working for you. How long have you really, truly been involved in YouTube? Where's it gone from the beginning to where it is now as far as their success? And how is it generating business for you?
So YouTube is a very interesting platform. It took me a long time to understand it. I wish I listened to Nestor. I wish I would listen to you long time ago. So we have a conversation about YouTube. That was 3 years ago before the COVID.
Yeah.
I was always, I'm like telling my sister. My sister always said the same thing. She said, you should do YouTube just like what Nestor said. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm too big. I feel like I need to lose some weight. I feel like I maybe get some fancy clothes, always have excuse. And then suddenly one day I said, you know what, let's just do it.
Right.
And then I continue almost 6 months now. We have 6,000 subscribers.
6 months, that's it?
Yeah,
6 months.
that's it.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of subscribers, and
Like 1,000 a month.
they like my YouTube channel. I know that I'm improving it. And then I think we're gonna nail it because I already figured out some of the tricks for myself to understand, the concept. And also I have a team helping me to do it. They're very savvy. My assistant, Allison, they're very savvy about the whole system. And we mastered that. And also right now, in front of camera was one of my worry before. Now I have done so many. I feel like, you know what? Let's just enjoy it.
Whatever, exactly.
Yeah. Now I treat the cameras more like a friend to me.
Right.
It's a friend,
So
Awesome.
for you guys won't know a little bit of behind the scenes here. Literally, these two were walking in front of me, 10, 15 minutes ago? And I said, let's get on camera and let's put this together. So this is really spur of the moment, which I'm loving, by the way. And that comes with, so often when I ask that question to somebody is, well, no, what Eugenie said in the beginning, I don't like the way I look on camera. I don't like this. I don't like that. I always hear these two things. I don't like the way I look and I don't like the way I sound. Okay. You people are in the majority because that's what everybody says. So that's the number one objection that we hear. I got to say, get over it. The second, one of the points that I'd love to bring up that Eugenie was talking about, I remember that day. We went out to dinner.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm trying to build my business. I got to make a change. Nestor, what's the number one thing I should be doing right now? We were sitting down at Javier's over at the Spectrum. And I said, YouTube.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, I did not practice what I preached because I really wasn't on YouTube either. So, yeah. I was throwing her out to the lions when I wasn't even willing to go out to the lions at that time. But I remember that conversation and understand, even the best of the best, we don't always take action right when, action is necessary. But I will say this, once action was taken, jumped in, both feet, no looking back, no really overanalyzing everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. Burn that bridge and just get it figured out. And 6 months, that's a tremendous amount of growth in 6 months.
Yes. Nestor, for me, one of my passions is to return back to the community. I always want to use my knowledge to take care of other people. Maybe some people I don't know, strangers, or some inspirational information or personal experience related to people.
Okay.
For myself, my husband and I, we are not like those rich Chinese that have a lot of money come from parents. We come here, have no money. I was like broke like a student. So we started from scratch. And then I built my wealth. And, now I'm very happy, on what we have. At the same time, I want to use the YouTube as part of my signature.
Nice.
That in my lifetime, when I was little, I always dreamed to be a speaker, a public speaker, to influence other people in the right way, in a positive way.
Nice.
So it's always ingrained into my part of my gene.
Okay.
But I was always shy and always like afraid of camera or afraid of in front of the public. I always want to, break that, hurdle, in my entire life because I was really a straight A student. But every time I was put in front of the big, 3,000 kids, I was like shaking, I was like speechless. I was so emotional, I couldn't talk. Now I changed myself because I think this is the way I should change myself. And I always love to working with real estate because I always feel like real estate helping me to change, to shape myself for a better person.
Nice.
I always feel like that. So
That's awesome.
Eugenie's gonna make me cry today.
because of you, right?
No.
You're helping me.
I appreciate that, but it's really you, and I want to say this, and I don't know how long this podcast is going to go today, but while it's on my mind, I want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you because
Thank you for having us.
well, I'm thanking you guys because here's one of the things that I'm getting, and I'm hoping that the people in the audience are getting this as well, and anybody who sees this video later is I'm getting a lot of authenticity that's going on here. I don't know how many people would share. Yeah, I was giving birth, or my doctor called me and I got to go give birth, and I was still writing a transaction. That these are some personal things about really the behind the scenes, which most people don't see. Alex, you're dealing with probate in some situations where, on the surface, it can very easily look like, he's sending out these mailers to this many people. He gets this many phone calls. He creates this many conversions, and we can truly stick in just the numbers. But the other part of the message is, hey, there's a lot going on the other side to the people that we're speaking to. And that's a skill. That's a skill that's developed over time. There's a certain amount of just integrity that's in there, but at the end of the day, it's also a skill of understanding, hey, what's going on there, and when do I need to be a salesperson, and when do I need to just be that friend and be that listener and be that consultant.
That's the biggest thing, is you just got to listen to understand rather than listen to respond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's a big thing, is just to listen.
Okay.
And, they say the conversation should be 80-20. Let them talk and just listen.
Okay. So how often do people actually listen?
Not often.
You read a lot.
Yeah.
What are you currently reading?
I'm on my fourth time reading Full Fee Agent.
Okay.
I'm reading that like it's my fourth time.
We had that conversation in a couple of weeks ago. We were sitting down chatting behind the mic, and we were talking about Full Fee Agent. If you have not read that book, I would highly, highly recommend it.
It's the best book out there.
He's talking about this as his fourth time. I got to say, I'm probably on I'm well into the double digits on that book right now, and
yeah, that's crazy.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah. We're actually in one of my coaching groups. We're doing a book club on it. So we're every week we study the chapter.
Nice.
So we're on our third week,
Okay.
So that's my fourth time reading it.
Nice. I like it. I'd love some in on that book club.
Yeah, you gotta pay to get in.
Okay. We should always pay for value, right? I don't know I'm trying to remember what chapter. I mean, that's really what the book's about, is bring in the value. And if you bring the value, you can have a fee. Yeah. And you can be a full fee agent in this industry. Yeah. So, all right. Nice. Yeah. Well, I appreciate everybody's time, and I don't want to take your whole day. So
I could do this all day. I love talking about this. Yeah. Well, and we do got to work though.
I hear you. So let's close it out. In closing, what do you want to tell the audience?
What I want to say, well, market. Right now, people are going to sleep. A lot of agents are sleeping right now. They're on August vacation mode, September, and then October's Halloween, and then you have Thanksgiving, and so there's a lot of market share to be taken right now.
Okay.
So I would highly advise to double down, triple down on your marketing efforts, and have a great end of the year, and flow really well in the beginning of the first quarter. Okay.
Hopefully everybody heard that. So at the time of this filming, we're in September. September 12th is the exact day today. And Alex is right. Halloween is right around the corner. We're going to go from Halloween to Thanksgiving. We're going to go from Thanksgiving to Christmas, and then we're going to go Happy New Year. And everybody's going to start shutting down.
Well, they've already started.
Exactly.
In August.
And two things what he said. First thing is double down, triple down right now. But the second thing that I heard him say, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is your setup for first quarter next year.
Yeah, well, closing strong for the fourth quarter.
Right.
And starting it strong in the first quarter.
Making sure.
Oftentimes, I mean, we're lucky in Southern California that, real estate's going the whole, even in December it's 75 degrees and, but, definitely there's still a lot of people that hold off until spring.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that do sell in the first quarter as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Eugenie, in closing.
Yes, I have, because I think that I'm one of the fortunate agents who can do business for the first year. For the new agents who out there, oftentimes people ask me, what should I do, right? I think that the brand new agents, you just have to the mindset every week, meet 5 people constantly and prospect every day and talk to people, help people, and be genuine. Be yourself. and then learn more from the best agents, the people that you can trust, people that you want to admire, and then learn from them. The second thing is about marketing and finance. Being an agent, you need to learn how to be a marketer. So you have to learn every day. Like me, I learn every day to be a YouTuber, learn how to talk in front of camera, both Chinese and English. And it's challenging sometimes. And also finance, because you're helping your clients to achieve their own finance destination. You have to think about yourself too. Don't just put your heads down, just working to death. No, this industry, our best moments for us as a real estate agent, as a professional one, is to understand the market and benefit and invest it yourself.
Yep.
So that's it.
I love it, and I'll throw kudos out because I'm going to go a little bit. One of the people in the audience who's also I'm a fan of is Jamie, and one of the conversations that I always have one of the conversations we have and we've had often is that financial stability for yourself and investment properties and making sure that all of that's put together. We're not just here to sell real estate.
Yes.
It's about, hey, what does our future look like as well and how we can secure that. So
absolutely,
thank you for that. Both people said marketing, and she kept it simple. Meet 5 people. What was it? Meet 5 people a week and prospect every single day. Rocket science.
Keep it simple.
Right. And basically she said, hey, go have conversations. And if you have enough conversations, the business will come. All right. Thank you guys. I got nothing else to say. I appreciate it. Boom.
Thank you, Eugenie.
Thank you so much,
Alex.
Eugenie.
Thank you, Nestor.
Alex, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.
Please like and subscribe. Would greatly appreciate that. And if you had any questions or you wanted any more information from either one of these guys or myself, drop it in the chat down below. Would greatly appreciate that, and we'll get back to you guys.